Hello everyone, and today this video is pretty much a request from a user on one of my videos, and I'm going to try and pronounce your name, and it's probably going to go wrong, but let's give this a go. Henry Gungustus? Gunduus? Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to go too well. But you requested some derp tank footage. And this is not the video we're going to be looking at today, but I had to show this because this is it's pretty hilarious. Pretty much this is sort of the early rush in the start of this terrible map, in my personal opinion, Magarafka. I can never pronounce that very well. And this is this shows off how ridiculous the KV2 really is. It is just like, I don't even know. I mean, this is my first. I only just bought this tank just because Henry wanted some derp videos, and I thought, well, no better than to basically use the king of derp, really, the KV2. And you're going to see just a ridiculous shot in the start of this game, and then we'll go on to the main video. Sorry for butchering your name, by the way, Henry. Is it Spanish? I almost feel like your name's Spanish. It sounds Spanish. Now watch this. Watch this. Watch this shot. This is just KV2 all over. Oh, KV2. Oh, you're just amazingly fun. Right, let's get to the main video. And now we're back to the main part of the video. I think that's hilarious, you know, the RNG of hitting a moving tank at 500 meters with a gun with an average of 0.6 accuracy. Oh god, KV2 is just one of those tanks, really, isn't it? And actually, you'll have to excuse me what I'm doing right now. I can't remember what I was doing. Ah, that's what it was. I know exactly what I was doing. I was sitting wondering, why is the KV2 free range so bad whenever it has so many few ports all around the tank? It didn't really make so much sense to me. But this is sort of the first game. Well, it's actually only my 5th game I ever played in this machine, and I just had hell of fun. It's just a really fun tank. I recommend getting a KV2 for any of you guys, because I don't even know. Wait, actually I do know now why it took me so long to get the KV2. It was because the Russian heavy line was the first line that I ever went up. So I pretty much skipped past the KV2 after I finished the KV1, because I was a bit noob back then and didn't know how to play this game, like all of us really, when we first started out. You might have seen some of my new set of videos, and basically I'm trying to help people with basic game mechanics. Like RNG was the first one I did. Probably going to do one on spotting mechanics next, and fear range, so things on like that are. So we're going to take up to basically the northeastern side. I sort of take most of my heavy tanks here, mediums, and some of my lights. It depends on the light. If it has good gun depression, I'll bring it here. But the KV2 is just one of those tanks that could just hold a line as long as it has support, and we actually have our support in the form of Mr. Fike and Mr. Chinu, Japanese tier 5. I actually haven't played any Japanese tanks other than on the test server. The line just doesn't look that appealing to me, because there's a lot of crap tanks, to be honest, to get to good tanks. Like pretty much the tier 5 to the tier 7 are pretty terrible. And I don't know, they're just not really all that great tanks. So KV1S is saying we've lost already, but that's not the case, as the KV2 will happily derp our way through this fight. So we don't even really need to aim at this sort of distance, because it's like 80 meters, and also we don't really need to aim for weak spots or anything like that, because it's HE and it always does damage unless you get unlucky and bounce. But so we just hit the KV1S's cheeks and we do 360 damage to him. I was almost tempted to take that shot, but I was expecting the KV1S to come around the corner. He never. And now we're just gonna deal with that. Oh, KV2. I have to play this tank a lot more. I really do. I only bought it a couple of days ago, but I have to play it more because it's just fun. It's amazingly fun. Even in a tier 8 game, it's still pretty goddamn fun. So I'm worried Chinu's kind of been harassing me for the past minute or so. It's like, oh, M4, sure, what are you doing? What are you doing, M4? So I'm actually trying to angle the armor and actually doing a pretty poor job of it. Really poor angling for me there. What I should have done was turn the tracks in much more. Take a bounce there. But really poor play overall. Should have really done a better job of angling. And say we got a situation right now. This situation is one of those situations where you're like, I'm screwed because pretty much surrounded. The T1's coming round to our side. At this stage, I am just really focused on the targets in front of me because I see we have some TDs up here, so I'm kind of expecting them to at least sort of help me out. But then again, you should never really depend on your teammates. So we just derp him right in the turret and do 330 damage. So the Chinu is now rushing us. But he makes a mistake, and his mistake was, in fact, not staying to fight me. He could have easily killed me. I was reloading. Took a shot from the VK there. I also make a mistake here. And the mistake is, I love pointing out my mistakes because it helps me become a better player. In this circumstance, you can see the T1 and the Chinu are now directly to our rear. Obviously that's a huge problem, but the main problem is in front right now. And you see how I shot the VK? What I should have done there was actually just shoot the KV1 and kill him. It's always better to take out targets. But I make a mistake and I shoot the VK. Probably being a little bit greedy on the damage, being realistically. And now we're just getting rushed. I'm checking that VK to make sure he's got okay hit points. The KV1 rams himself to death on the VK. This current stage, I am in deep poo-poo. But I can pen the side of this T1 any day of the week. So I'm going to bring the gun to bear on him. Not really going to aim, and just derp him in the side. The Chinu gets killed behind us by our Wolverine, I think. Oh, sorry, it was actually the VK. The VK did an incredible job here. Really, really good job by that VK. A big shout out to him. See, he takes off our tracks. He makes a mistake of trying to drive around us. And we just derp him in the rear because his armor is pretty terrible at the rear. Just the KV2 is hilariously fun. It's just one of those tanks that, as long as it has support, you're going to do pretty well, no matter what tier you're in. I was thinking about doing one of those, see the VK is saying nice work, cool, obviously talking to me. The guy did really well himself. He shouldn't just be congratulating me, he should be patting himself on the back. And little Lucas never really stood much of a chance. Poor little man. Like, I didn't even need to really hit him to kill him. All I needed to land around the shell sort of in his sort of general area. And we're going for the top gun, but will we get it? No, of course not. But what can you do? We did 2,400 damage in a KV2. That's pretty respectable. It is tier 6 games though, so maybe should have done a bit more. But this is my mastery game, and getting your mastery in 5 battles, and obviously I'm typing because that's maybe why you shouldn't put cruise control in your tank. Just basically congratulating the VK as well, as he did incredibly well. I mean, like, that's one of those things that really annoys me. You always see people complaining like, oh, you're a noob, you're a noob. But you know what? Like, that VK is a prime example of someone who did incredibly well, despite being a very new player to this game. Did everything he needed to do. There's no point acting like an arsehole, to be honest with you. There's no point. It's just be nice to everyone, no matter what. Always treat people the way you want to be treated. especially in video games. It goes a long way. There's just no need to be getting on like a freaking arsehole, to be honest with you. Just be nice to everyone. And if you can't be nice to everyone, just turn off chat. There's just, I've lost count amount of people who are on my... By the way, this video is pretty much over. At this stage, we're never going to get to the 3K. The KV2 is not exactly a race car, that's for sure. But I feel like there's so many people on my block list. Like, it's in the hundreds of people who have said racist and just disgusting things, or have just gotten on like a general arsehole, to be honest with you. You have to be a pretty big arsehole to get on my list. And, you know, just what I'm trying to get across is basically just be nice to people. I don't care if it's a video game or anything like that. There's just no need to act like an arse. Just no need for it. So that's been today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry about the little bit of a rant at the end. Another thing I like to get across is just my passion for this game. I play this game every couple of days pretty much, and I just love this game. It's one of my favourite games. I've been playing the Metro games lately. I've been going on about those, I know, but I love the Metro games so much. I highly recommend you check them out. I believe you can pick them up for $15 or so individually, or $45 or £25 in the UK. So I will see you guys in a couple of days. Yeah, pretty much in a couple of days. I don't see why not, and I'll see you guys then.